It's showtime, folks. Enjoy the show.
Welcome to the Next Reel Saturday Matinée, our weekly show where the Next Reel team gets together to talk about news, reviews, new trailers, and the hotly debated weekly list challenge. I'm Ocean, and I will be your second-tier host in this podcast. And I am joined today by the most excellent podcaster and comedian, Krissy Lenz.
Hey, Ocean. Happy Saturday.
Hello, and happy Saturday to you as well. And Krissy and I are joined this week by the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Pete Wright.
I need a call sign. I need it written on my hat. Maybe it's just pizza. Maybe pizza's my call sign.
I think
pizza would be
something better, like emperor.
Oh, but pizza's so good. Everybody loves pizza.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, God, I need a helmet. I should be wearing it all the time right now.
If you want food everybody loves, then wouldn't you be like sandwich?
Oh, but think of it this way. Oh,
sandwich
pizza
is not pizza.
Is it delivery or is it pizza?
Yeah.
There's so many. Highway to the calzone.
Yeah, to the pizza. Yes. Yes. Slow clap.
Yeah. Other than watching trailers for Top Gun, what are you guys watching, or what are you into right now?
I've been watching The Kids in the Hall. Have you guys? Are you familiar with this?
Like the old school.
show.
Well, I'm a huge fan of the old school Kids in the Hall, and I've been fortunate to work with Kevin McDonald's a bunch over the years. And there's a new 6th season of The Kids in the Hall on Amazon.
There is not.
Oh, there is.
What?
And it is. I'm not all the way done with it. I think I have one more episode to go, but I have some of it is so Kids in the Hall, so weird, so dark, so unexpectedly funny, and like just ways that, of course, only the kids in the hall would think of. And so I highly recommend it, but it is, definitely an after dark experience. This is not, do not throw this on with the kids running around. It is rated R.
I loved every single episode of the original Kids in the Hall. It was fantastic.
Same.
Those guys are legend. I cannot believe I didn't know this was
Yeah.
coming.
And so there are a couple of, recurring characters. You're like, oh my God, it's blah, blah, blah. It's this character. And just some of the new stuff is like, I can't even like put words to it, because when you watch, you're gonna be like, oh, this is the part where Krissy was like, I can't explain to you what's gonna happen.
And it's all of them. It's like Foley and Bruce McCulloch, and
It's all of them. Yeah.
They're all back.
They're all back. They're all great.
Fantastic.
They're all amazing, and they've all like it's so cool to like get to see the comedy of them as they're like, these young, Canadian kids with HBO money, and now they're like in their 60s with Amazon money, and it's very cinematic and so weird.
I thought there was only one thing to be excited about this week.
Yes, there's one primary thing to be excited about. So, Pete, since you why don't you start off the exciting part of discussing things with Top Gun and what the cast members had to go through to get ready.
Well, that's it. That's what I wanted to talk about. This is just like Tom Cruise writ large. And so I know that Krissy believes that this movie doesn't exist. I recognize that I'm talking to somebody who is just a recalcitrant fake newser.
She's a flat earther.
I am,
She's a flat earther.
Yes.
But the raft of interviews have come out about like what Tom Cruise made these people do to actually do this movie, and it is fantastic. It's just fantastic. The first thing of note is that when they made the original Top Gun, they did shoot the actors in the planes, and they used almost none of it, with the exception of some of Cruise's reactions in the actual jets in the original Top Gun. The rest of the actors, everything that they did, that they ended up using in the film, it was shot like in a simulator of some sort, right? They didn't use any of the stuff that was shot in the air of their faces and reactions and stuff. And Cruise has apparently been thinking about that for 36 straight years and decided that if we're going to do this, we're going to do this with for real. And we're going to put these people in the F-18s. And when I talk to them about signing on to this movie, they're going to promise me that they're going to actually go through what I put them through. And they have to know that this is coming. And all of the principal actors were taught not just how to eject from an F-18 and go through the water like drowning test that the pilots have to go through. Avoid the canopy straight up. That was actually written on shirts. I don't know about that. But then they had to actually go up in the air and shoot all of this stuff. But because there's no crew besides the pilot who's in the plane with them, they had to learn how to run camera and adjust makeup through helmets and then act at the same time. Like, they did everything in the jets. Everything that you see was shot with this incredible mount on the jets. And so it's not green screen, it's not matte, it's just these people in these jets. And I can't wait to see this movie. My inner child has been fully unleashed from the cupboard beneath the stairs. The door has been burst open, and I am ready to receive you, Top Gun Maverick. I didn't think this was going to happen. I thought I was going to be a cynical bear on this movie all the way to opening day, but I'm ready.
Well, I am glad to hear that I am not alone, Pete, because I had the exact same thoughts. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to be cool about this. I liked it when I was a kid. It's going to come out. It should be a fine movie. But yeah, as all the information is trickling out about it, and the more I hear about it, the more it is, yes, the 10-year-old me is ready to enjoy a movie. Yeah. And I'm sure there'll be some giggling.
Well, and giddiness, yes. I'm just a big fan of Miles Teller too. Whiplash is one of my very favorite movies, and so I think he is one of those performers, those sort of generational performers who's able to take on new skills and develop them very, very quickly. And I think for him to learn to play jazz drums, he was already a rock drummer, but to learn to play jazz drum the way he did for that movie, he is, I think, just very talented. So I'm looking forward to see what he has been able to do in this movie, and see how capable he is in this very, very, very big movie. So that's that. That's what I
love Tom Cruise, and I'm a huge fan of Maximum Effort. So I just like how his crazy philosophy of we're going to land a helicopter in the middle of the Pope's bedroom, and then we're going to fly on planes, and you have to shoot the movie for us. I love it. But it's too bad it's not a real movie.
Well, I feel bad for all other movies that come out this week because I'm just not paying much attention to them. For example, I think it was on, I don't remember, Krissy, were you and I talking about it? It was Men?
Oh, yeah.
The new Alex Garland movie. Unfortunately, that drops this week. I'll be seeing it next week because I am a sucker for the big box office this week, which is really sad because it looks fantastic. And I've already forgotten what it is. Because I started thinking about jets again. Just like that, it's gone.
Which movie was this, Men?
Yeah.
Men. It is a creepy, creepy movie starring one woman and one man playing many men. And it is it looks like a social thriller where her husband dies and she is sort of foisted in this small British community. And it looks just incredibly creepy about her adjusting to grief and dealing with, sexism, misogyny, creepiness. It looks really, really creepy and scary.
Awesome. Well, Well, you're welcome, listeners. You got a review of a fourth movie trailer for a movie that we will not be watching until we see Top Gun. So for Pete and I, that means we have to wait a week. For Krissy, it looks like you're never going to see this movie.
Yes,
because yes.
I'll just be alone in the theater eating popcorn and going, I'm ready.
What are y'all looking at?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, in other movies or lesser movie news, so Pete, did you know that they were going to they're looking to make another Ocean's 11 movie, and since it has the name Ocean in the title, I therefore am automatically interested. But this time starring Margot Robbie.
Yeah, this is crazy to me. So she did. What was it? Bombshell with Jay Roach, right? And they apparently have a great working relationship, and so they've signed on to do another Ocean's 11 movie. Now, you might say to yourself, wait, they've already done a Lady Ocean's 11 movie. When I would say, yes, they did. But they didn't do it with Margot Robbie, who I like very much. And they also didn't do it as a period film in the 60s. They're going to go back to roots and do an Ocean's 11 heist film set in Europe in the 1960s. So we've seen Ocean's 11 and 12 and 13 and 8. We've seen all of the Ocean's numbers, and now we're going to see Ocean's Robbie. And I'm kind of okay with that because I'm such a gigantic fan of the Ocean's movies. I really do like them very, very much. Less over time, but still, I consider myself in the bag for Ocean's movies.
Yeah, no,
we don't really know anything else. So
yeah, I also agree that there is a little bit of diminishing returns after 11 down, but I mean, I was still there for all of them. I do love a good heist movie, and so honestly, my line for these is typically like, look, you got to be better than Fast Five, and if you're a better heist movie than Fast Five, which is not a bad heist movie, so that's just
not a bad heist movie.
You got to be better than Fast Five, and so hopefully this is that. I guess I do have a slight amount of trepidation with the period piece part of it, because a lot of times these are, I mean, I guess you can just do misdirection with older technology, but a lot of times part of the things with the Ocean's 11 was, the Ocean's 11 movie was what they were doing as far as like, just regular technological advances and how they were using that for the misdirection. And obviously if you're in the 60s, then you can't do that.
Well, did you see the original? Did you see the 60s Ocean's 11, the first one?
I absolutely hated it for multiple reasons. So. Yeah,
it was terrible, and but this is one of the things I think is really interesting. If you put Margot Robbie in an Ocean's 11, and let's just say it's either a female-led cast or a mixed cast, the opportunity to provide a fun heist movie and social commentary is rich, and I'm sure that is an angle that she would want to depths that she would want to plumb in a movie like this, because it's just too easy, like delicious low-hanging fruit of sexism and ridiculousness that could make the movie really funny. And so I'm hopeful.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll see. We'll see how that goes.
You sound less hopeful, but I'll still take it.
You know what? How about this? I hope that they make it, and I hope that it is good. That's about as far as I can go. And and since speaking of movies I did not know that I hoped they would make, recently I discovered that there was plans to make, and have now been scrapped, so I have a small tear, to make a Wonder Twins movie. And I am in the demo of the Wonder Twins. I grew up watching the Wonder Twins save the world multiple times as a gorilla in a bucket of water. And so I understand that, and I honestly think that that's really all you need. All these superpowers that the other superheroes have, it's too much. You just need a gorilla and a bucket of water, and you can solve any problem.
And teamwork, which is the real power.
Exactly. Yes, you're absolutely right, Krissy. I was remiss to leave that out. And the movie, which has been canceled at this point, had gotten far enough to be cast. And I do understand, putting on my adult hat and taking off my kid hat. I understand why it gets canceled. It's going to be a little bit of expensive to make. These are very minor characters. This is easily third-tier characters. Most people don't even know who the Wonder Twins are. So to even introduce them, and their powers are kind of strange. The whole having to touch fists to even get them, and that one can do any shape, and the other one can fit any form of water. Right, this is kind of limiting, and it's a bit weird thing, and so there was
any shape, like the shape of a gorilla.
Like
that's it. I mean, that's shape of any animal. It's only an animal.
Any animal on Earth or alien. All she has to do is know what it is and say their name, and boom, she can be the shape of a gorilla. She can do a monkey, a cheetah,
and that's why they always said
whatever.
shape of and then form of. Shape of and form of. I never understood that. That you just unlocked something for the Wonder Twins for me.
Yes, the form of was because it's whatever form water could take. That's why every now and again he'd be ice cubes or or something something else like that. Usually, I mean, bucket of water was the way to go. I mean, that was always my jam.
You can make someone slip.
Sometimes it'd be ice cubes.
You can make someone damp.
You might trick someone into mopping a floor.
Yeah.
You might. But if you're in Oz, that's the ultimate weapon. The witch can't handle the bucket of water.
No, witch can't. Are you fanficking right now? Is that what we're doing?
Yeah. So, so it was canceled because it was too expensive to make. There's no plans right now to pick it back up. But I did not, and this is a movie I had not heard of before this week. I had no interest, or had I thought about a Wonder Twins movie would be great before now. But now that it's been taken from me, I find I kind of want it.
I want a gritty reboot where it's like it's a dark, world where they're like, we got superpowers, yay! Yes, you did. You can be any form of water. What? And you can be any animal you've heard of. Okay.
What? Yeah, right. No, you know what would make me want to see that movie? Tarantino directing it would be awesome. You know what? Just remake True Romance, but make them the Wonder Twins.
Well, the True Romance, the backstory isn't dark enough. It does have the Wonder Twins, and since we're talking about this, and this is the last thing we'll say about the Wonder Twins probably, is that their backstory is actually dark. It's like their home planet was devastated by a plague, and then they were taken and brought off, and then there's two versions. There's one where they were taken and were sent to Earth to then survive the plague that was killing the entire planet. Another one where they were kidnapped from their plague-ridden planet, put in the circus, and tortured for many years as a circus act, and then finally escaped to Earth to then join the Justice League. So there's a lot of dark there.
There's a lot of dark there.
There's a lot of dark.
I'm still not sure it's anything more than anything that I would really want to see as its own property. You know what I mean?
No.
I like that they exist, but I don't actually mind that there is some sort of constraint on superhero properties right now. Maybe let's be a little choosy.
I am not for one moment arguing that they made the wrong decision. It's just that I find it interesting that my reaction to finding out is
wanting
now
it.
I want it. I didn't want it before. So.
Well, this is from, we'll put the article in the show notes, but this is from the Wall Street Journal saying that the presiding factor of the cancellation of the Wonder Twins movie had to do with budgetary concerns. That CEO of Warner Disney, David Zaslav, has been reported by insiders as wanting to do a major overhaul on the DC slate of films that they want to put. He is determined that live-action features budget of $75 million was too high and the return too limited. So he is, being placed on increasing WB Discovery's theatrical slate to 20 to 25 films per year, and being a little bit more conservative around the streamers, which, I get it.
Okay, well, why don't we just end this in this section on a high note and talk about Slow Horses?
Well, this is two things. First of all, are either of you guys watching? Because I've talked about Severance all the live long day, and I can't watch enough of it. I want it bad all the time. I love that show. Then Star Trek: Strange New Worlds. Are you guys up to speed on Strange New Worlds?
I'm not up to speed. I've seen the first episode, liked it, and said, okay, I'm going to let this sit for a bit because I'm going to want to binge them. And Slow Horses, my wife and I are watching it. Every time we catch up, we then put it on pause for a couple of weeks, and then we can get a couple episodes at a time.
I love both of these, right? Slow Horses is about the worst spies in the British Secret Service. It's like they're the worst at what they do. And so they're the rejects. They've been put into this terrible office, and they're just kind of going about trying to get back into the good graces of the powers that be. And I really adore the relationships. Word is that it is based on a book that I have not read. Apparently it was picked up. The second season was picked up almost immediately. And so they were like before they finished the first. So it was like greenlit. So they shot most of it together. So the second season is going to drop very soon after the first. So we should see that very quickly, which is great news. And I think it's one of those premier pieces of content on Apple TV Plus. Strange New Worlds is so far some of the best of Star Trek for me. I absolutely adore what they're doing with this. I kind of can't believe it's coming from Akiva Goldsman. Like there are some things that I came in untrusting, and I am loving it so far. I'm really loving it. And I'm not thinking too hard about continuity because it's very strange. The whole universe where it exists is, I'm trying not to think hard about it. Anson Mount is fantastic as Captain Pike. He is among the great captains. He is like Anson Mount, Benjamin Sisko, Jean-Luc Picard. He fits right there, and I'm only, 3 episodes in. Fantastic.
No, it is a great show, and I've read that it's episodic, so it's a kind of a callback to the original 60s show, where it's not everything building on top of each other, like which I agree with you with the Akiva Goldsman stuff. He makes these big long season wide story arcs, which I mean I'm there for it. I'm a sucker for Star Trek, so I'm there for most of it, except Voyager. I just couldn't do it. I don't know why.
I love Voyager too.
Enterprise.
I'm a sucker.
That was the one I couldn't do. But
Star Trek Submarine.
Yeah, that one I understood. Yeah, right. Because every time they'd be like, "Oh, I don't trust this transporter," and I'm yelling at the screen, "It works! Just use it."
It's settled science, you guys. Exactly. Why'd you pick this as the hill to die on, dummies?
Right. So, all right. Well, so since we are, since Krissy looks very entertained by our discussion about Star Trek.
Oh, she's in the bag for Star Trek. Look at her. She loves Star Trek.
Yeah. So why don't we boldly go where no one has gone before and discuss trailers?
Okay, there's a lot of drama about trailers this week, you guys. So much drama. One, I picked Krissy's trailer, and she must have put it in seconds before I got there. I mean, seconds. And I was very frustrated by that, and I thought, okay, I'll go second. And then Ocean comes along in third place with a red band and trumps us both. And that's just really infuriating, especially because I missed that it was a Cronenberg.
Is it a red band trailer?
It is a red band trailer. Have you watched your trailer, man? There's no way it's anything but.
I did watch my trailer. I did not realize it was a red band. Yay. Okay, so I go first.
Yep. Yes, you do.
All right. So I'm going to read the synopsis of this movie, and you will not have gotten this from the trailer. The synopsis of this movie is humans adapt to a synthetic environment with new transformations and mutations. With his partner Caprice, Saul Tenser, celebrity performance artist, publicly showcases the metamorphosis of his organs in an avant-garde performances. This is Crimes of the Future.
I can feel you pulling things around in there.
It's a brand new organ. Never before seen. We've all felt that the body was empty. Empty of meaning. And we've wanted to confirm that, so that we could fill it with meaning.
The world is a much more dangerous place now that pain has all but disappeared.
Surgery is sex, isn't it?
Is it?
You know it is. Surgery is the new sex.
So this movie, which starring Viggo Mortensen, Leah Seydoux, I never knew the correct way to pronounce her last name. It's French. I think it's Seydoux. And Kristen Stewart is really, when I saw the trailer, all I thought of in this family show is WTF. And so it looked so different from a lot of what I've seen in terms of its stylistic, and it is also written and directed by David Cronenberg, who I've enjoyed a lot of his work without realizing I was enjoying his work, and I actually like his turn on Star Trek Discovery. For if you don't know what he looks like, he's the older psychiatrist that's smart. Anyway, but this movie is strange and odd and weird in its stylistic choosing, in a stylistic way. Also, it's telling, the trailer also shows, kind of what they're doing as far as humanity has gotten somewhat past pain. I wasn't sure from the trailer to the synopsis. I'm not sure if it's real world they're past pain or if they're in a synthetic environment where they just don't feel pain there. But the trailer itself even had moments of cringiness to me. And I mean cringy, like it was like, you're kind of covering your eyes during the trailer. And I thought, well, if anything is giving me this in the trailer, I am going to make myself watch this. Now, I know that I'm going to watch it. I hope to enjoy it. And I know that so it's one of the things where if I show this to my wife, she's like, nope, that's going to be all you're on your own there. And I recognize that. And that's what I'm looking forward to doing it.
You said it, man. It looks real weird. But I love Viggo and I love Kristen Stewart. So, I mean, those things would make me want to watch it, but I know that what will happen is that I'll wait till it's like streaming and then my husband will put it on and I'll be like, yeah, no, I'm into it. Let's watch it. And I'll sit down for 15 minutes and then go, okay, cool. Let me know what you think of it in the end. Like, I mean, it looks exciting, but probably not for me. Like, I liked History of Violence and Eastern Promises, but like this doesn't seem like that.
Yeah, it really isn't. We did a series on the main show on Cronenberg movies, and we did like I'm terrible at this. The Brood and Scanners and Videodrome, The Fly, and Dead Ringers. And of all of those, I think Dead Ringers was the least like the others, right? The others are all like straight up, weirdo body horror. Oh, we did Naked Lunch too. That was very, very strange. And in the process, I think of watching all these movies, I became a straight up fan of what he is trying to do. I think he has like such a visceral sense of statement in his movies. Like it looks like body horror, but my God, this guy is saying something. And I sort of feel like you have to push through the ick factor in order to get it, in order to get his statement on parenting and maternity in The Brood, in order to get to, like, it's just like media, forget a Videodrome. There is always something deeper in what he's doing. Sometimes it's wearing it right on its sleeve. Sometimes you have to dig a little bit, but I do enjoy the experience of watching it. And he has quite a cast in here. Getting Viggo to do some of the things that are clearly on display here, and Kristen Stewart and Léa Seydoux, licking the open incisions, and it's fantastically grotesque. Like I'll take it. I'll take it.
All right. And next up in trailers, Krissy.
Wait. Did you say when it comes out? When's it come out?
Oh, you're right. I did not. The release date is set for June 2nd. And I believe it's in theaters in theaters. I did not see where it said where it's coming out, but June 2nd is when it's coming out.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah, I thought I was really on top of it this week, getting my trailer in so early, so fast. And we have a little bit of a tie-in with Top Gun, right? Because we've got Miles Teller, and I think it's the same director as Top Gun. Yeah,
Joseph Kosinski, right?
For the new, what I will call Chris Hemsworth movie, Spiderhead.
Hello again.
Sorry I'm late, Mr. Abnesti.
Not late at all. At Spiderhead, we're proud of our work.
Your presence in this facility, while technically a punishment, is a privilege.
Where have you been?
Drug study?
In science, we have to explore the unknown.
They've been testing me up and down. A lot weirder stuff than usual.
This is new frontier stuff here.
Before we begin, I need your permission to administer 1040.
This place can really mess with your head.
Drip on.
Acknowledge.
Drip on.
Acknowledge.
Acknowledge.
Yeah, acknowledge.
Let's do this.
So it's weird, right? It's like prisoners who are being experimented on, who are trapped, but it's all like futuristic and scary. I thought scary, probably possibly a little bit like gross, but not as gross as Ocean's pick.
You're welcome.
Always exciting to see Chris Hemsworth with glasses. And yeah, I just thought it seemed really, really weird.
I think for me, it was, first of all, there is this weird tie-in to Severance too, this thematic tie-in to what I love so much about Severance is, we're going to go into this facility that's ostensibly about this one thing, and we're going to turn it on its ear and make it something kind of diabolical.
Right.
And we're not going to really tell you what that's all about. I'm interested to see that play out over the course of a feature film and not, 9 episodes or whatever. So that's one. I love the production design. It's just like the trailer really showcases the gorgeousness of the austerity of wherever they ended up, wherever they picked this thing. If it, whatever CG exists to make this giant facility, or if it exists in real life, I want to live there. I also, movies that have aged well on me, weirdly, I didn't like Tron Legacy when it came out. I kind of like it now. Like, it's aged well. I was in the bag for Oblivion. I thought that was just a beautiful, weird, kind of cool, action-y thing with cool spaceships. I can see. I don't think I saw The Dig, but obviously Maverick and now Spiderhead. I like Kosinski's stuff, so I'm in it for it. I think it looks good. And when Thor Hemsworth says, it's true that beautiful people sometimes get better credit in the world. I've
benefited a time or two.
Benefited a tiny bit from that myself.
Funny.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
straight
funny.
up funny.
Very funny.
I feel it's not only the character, but the actor speaking there. Yeah, yes. Absolutely. No, it looked amazing. I did like the idea that it seemed to be that's going to be a little bit of a slow burn. I don't know if that's just the impression I got from the trailer. So that the story looks like it's going to be set up in a way to let it breathe for a bit, where it'll let you keep thinking that he is experimenting, doing things to better humanity for a while before the darkness really ensues. But then with the darkness, I am most curious about what the ultimate motivation will be. Like whether or not at the end of this movie, they're kind of setting up the trailer like he's doing something that is untoward or immoral or unethical. And then I'm wondering, well, at the end of the movie, will I be thinking, no, that's fine. You should do that because your goal is worthy of all this.
Seems good.
That's right.
He said there's a line in the trailer too where he's like, what does he say? The time to bring up crossing lines was a bunch of lines ago or something like that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. And it reminded me of like Ex Machina.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Yes, that's it. That's the one. All right.
But I'm excited.
When does it drop?
Right, that's what I kept trying to look for. Here it is. June 17th. So it's coming really soon on Netflix. So yay.
Looking forward to it. And, bringing up the rear there. Took your sweet time getting the trailer in there, Pete.
Yeah, come on, Pete. It's like you're not taking it seriously.
Exactly. Next time you gotta jump on this quicker next time around.
I don't even know if I want to keep going. You guys might have just made me too sad. Or did you make me angry? It's She-Hulk Attorney at Law.
Being a superhero is a trial by fire. Who's gonna protect the world if not people like you?
Jennifer Walters. I'm a lawyer. I have great friends.
Can we get some shots, please? It's an emergency.
A demanding job.
We just started a superhuman law division, and I want you to be the face of it.
And a frustrating family.
Because you didn't ask for this, but you still got to deal with it. Your transformations are triggered by anger and fear.
Those are like the baseline of any woman just existing.
Oh.
Bruce, kind of feels like if I don't transform, I'm gonna die.
Yes, yes, yes. No, no.
I just want to be a normal, anonymous lawyer.
Can you tell us where She-Hulk is? Jen, you're a story now.
Girl, your ass looks crazy right now.
You could be an Avenger.
Oh, I'm not a superhero. That is for billionaires and narcissists and adult orphans for some reason. Is there anything more depressing than dating in your 30s?
Yeah, this is the best date I've had in a while.
Oh.
Should we split some fries?
Let's get those to go.
Okay, so here's the thing. This is the first time I think it's the first time I've seen a Marvel trailer that has come out that has all of the things. It's got ties to the past. Ruffalo's all over it. I like Hulk very much. I've really enjoyed what's happening. It's got Abomination in it. Love Abomination. Tim Roth is back as Abomination in the show. Been looking forward to that. Tatiana Maslany. I love her. She's fantastic. I loved Orphan Black so hard. And so here we are. This has everything I should love about this show. And I watched the trailer, you guys, and I'm not there. I'm not loving it. And that's why I picked the trailer. I don't know I don't know what's missing for me. So I offer this as a point of discussion. Did you share my weird lack of reaction?
Yes and no. The first time I saw it, I think I was close to where you are. I watched the trailer again and I realized, hey, I need to turn my superhero mind off and let this show be a fun show for what it is. Because it looks like they're not, there's a level of, I guess, humor and seriousness to a lot of the MCU movies and how they're all going to fit together and, and be this one big tapestry that is, taking these superheroes seriously. And this is not that. And I mean, even the swiping left or right or whatever, the dating thing she's doing. Mm-hmm. And then, and how all that, there's the dating and then trying to just be a regular lawyer that's going to go into the background, but she's still walking around, I don't know, so almost 7 feet tall and green, is a thing where it's like, I think that it'll be entertaining as its own thing, but I need to not think of it in the larger tapestry of the rest of the MCU.
Yeah. I just have to remember what I felt like when I loved Ally McBeal, which has not aged well, but that's kind of what it feels like, right?
Isn't that the show with the dancing baby?
Yeah.
The dancing baby was the best part of that show. It was so good.
I think you nailed it, Ocean. I like it. It's so hard to tell from the trailers sometimes what it's going to be. And so I'm just like trusting that it's going to be fun. And I'm here for fun. So let's do some fun.
Yeah, not some strange.
Well, I mean,
I've seen enough strange. I'm good.
Yeah, we've seen enough strange. Here's the thing. I'm just going to say it out loud. I'm going to say it out loud because I need to say it. I feel like this is a safe space. I watched this trailer and I was like, wait a minute. Am I fully saturated with Marvel stuff?
Oh no.
Like I'm so in the bag for Marvel. Or am I? Like, am I done? I don't know. I don't think so. I hope not. I hope not.
Did you watch
That's what
Moon
I'm
Knight?
saying.
Did you watch Moon Knight?
Oh, that's a relief. I'm glad you said that. Yep, I did. And
Okay,
I did deeply enjoy that.
Yes. If you watched and enjoyed Moon Knight, because that's a character that like 5 people knew about beforehand.
Yeah.
And
now I want more Oscar Isaac. Like,
yes,
Oh my
hard.
God.
Yeah.
Oscar Isaac as everyone in everything. Like whatever Mike Myers is getting to do, great. Can we get Oscar Isaac in that?
I don't know what Oscar Isaac's take would be on Fat Bastard, but so.
He's
well, we shall see. August 17th, it drops in the U.S. on Disney Plus. There we go.
All right, sounds good. Okay, let's play a game. This is a game about the other guy. It's about the backup, the second choice, the sidekick, the partner, the right-hand man. Regularly, we focus on the star of these movies, but how much attention do we pay to the other guy? And being the second choice host that I was of this, I now empathize with the other guys. You know, the guy that wasn't the star, the hero of the movie. So in this, and so then let me explain to you what we are going to do.
Okay.
In the game, I will tell you the name of a movie, the actor that played them, and the character's name. And you will get 1 point for telling me the name of the actor or the character for the other guy.
Wait.
And it'll make sense in a second.
Okay.
I'll give you an example. Okay. So, and there will be surprise bonus points available for questions that I've just decided.
Okay.
This sounds like a game I'm going to be legit terrible at. That's good.
I believe you will be awesome because
awesome.
Coming up in a week, and this ties back to earlier in our conversation, is Top Gun Maverick. And I know, Krissy, you're flat earthing it. Don't believe it exists, but I will. And so you will do well with your knowledge of Top Gun in this game, because this is how the game will be played. I will say the name of the main person. So, for example, Top Gun in the movie Top Gun, Tom Cruise played Pete Maverick Mitchell. Mm-hmm. Who was the sidekick? Who was in the airplane with him?
Goose.
Okay, what's the actor's name?
Anthony Edwards.
Okay. ER. So there you go. So that would be then 2 points because I would accept Goose.
Oh, okay.
And then if I wanted to do a bonus, I could then say, what was Goose's name?
Nobody cares.
Ooh.
I think it was Nobody Goose Cares.
Yeah. Nobody was so it was N cares.
It is an N. It is an N.
Wait a minute. Just give me a second to think about it, because Miles Teller is his buddy, or is his son, right?
Right. So Rooster's last name is going to be his.
It's Bradshaw, right?
Yeah, that's his
Miles
last name.
Teller's playing Rooster Bradshaw. So Anthony Edwards is No One Cares Goose Bradshaw.
Yeah.
Got it.
And
well,
cares.
Anthony Edwards' Goose's first name is close to your heart, Pete. It is Nick.
Was it really?
Yes.
How would I have known that?
Goose
I saw
Bradshaw.
that movie.
Yes, and honestly, in the film, in the video that was homework for this, they say his name about 3 times. So
nuts.
Okay. So
off to a hell of a start. Good. We're doing great.
Okay. Are you both ready?
Yes.
So
is this a buzz-in thing, or are we? Is it friendship?
I forgot. Sorry. You also get to choose, and we'll start with this. What you want to use? What is your word as a buzzer? You can use
Maverick.
your name, or you can say
Maverick.
what? Maverick. Okay.
Mm-hmm. I was saying
I'm
Maverick.
going to say pizza.
Okay. Okay. So you can then come in at any point in time. All right. So here we go. First one, which is an easy one. In the movie Top Gun, Val Kilmer plays Tom Iceman Kaczynski. Who is his navigator in the plane?
Pizza.
Okay.
I can say the character's name, right?
Yes, you can.
Is it Slider?
That is correct. Do you know who the actor was that played Slider?
I can see his face, Ocean, but I do not know his name.
His name was Rick Rossovich, I guess was. He's still alive.
Oh, God.
It's Rick Rossovich.
Oh, totally. Because he did
several
other things.
Yes. And so therefore I will then hold off on the bonus question because you did not get both, which was, what is Slider's name?
Oh, wait.
Once
So
again,
at the end.
is he related to Anthony Edwards' character? No one cares.
So
Rossovich?
his name is Ron Kerner. We're just going to
No,
move on
I
to
would
the
not
next
have gotten
question.
that ever.
Okay. All right, cool. So that's one point for Krissy. We're on the board. Oh, and by the way, with these, I'm just going to preface it now, Krissy. I apologize. There is one of these that is aimed squarely at Pete, and it is an unfair question. I just want to say I'm going to apologize for you. Apologize for it now.
Ooh,
okay.
It's bad news. This is bad
no,
news. I'm going to embarrass myself.
It's aimed right at you, Pete. Right where you live, in your soul, which is all right. In the I guess it's 2001's Ocean's 11. George Clooney played Daniel Ocean, who planned all of his heists with one other person. Who was his main conspirator in Ocean's 11?
Maverick.
Okay, I'm not.
That
really
was me
sure.
buzzing in.
I think that Pete was actually under. Yes, Pete. Go.
Okay.
Was it Brad Pitt?
Yes. And
who
what was
played
his character's name?
Rusty.
Awesome. Rusty what?
Rusty cares. No one cares.
Rusty, no one cares. Yeah.
Okay.
There was Danny Ocean and Tess Ocean, and everybody else was first names only. I don't know.
I don't know
what was
his
it?
last name was
What
Ocean.
was it?
Interesting. His name was Rusty Ryan. Okay.
Okay. All right.
All right. Moving on. In the movie Coming to America, Eddie Murphy plays Prince Hakeem Jaffer. Who does he come to America with?
Pizza.
Krissy.
Arsenio Hall?
Yes. Who played?
I can't think of it. I can see it. So if I could draw a picture of it, nope.
Wait, I have to go through it. I have to wait.
Pete, do you want to steal who the character is that comes to America with Prince Hakeem?
Oi! Yes, I do.
You got it.
Sammy?
No.
You know what? I'm just going to allow that. That's close enough. It's Semi. His name is Semi.
It is?
Yes. Arsenio's
like Semmi?
Semmi. Semi. Yes.
Oh, that's not what I thought it was.
So I had I was in the audio cue. I got the audio cue.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, moving on. In Hudson Hawk, Bruce Willis plays recently released from prison cat burglar Hudson Hawk, who is his best friend that he burgles and sings with.
Oh my God, Maverick. Hard Maverick.
Pete.
That would be Tommy Fivetone.
Okay.
Played by Danny Aiello.
Yeah,
Reindeer goat cheese pizza. Yeah.
What?
I can't.
Okay.
You can't expect me to talk about Hudson Hawk without dropping a line from the movie.
You're absolutely correct. It's fair.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay. And in the movie Heat, Al Pacino plays Lieutenant Vincent Vega. Through most of the movie, his partner is working right alongside him. Who is his partner?
Maverick.
Pete.
Are we talking about Val Kilmer?
No.
Wait, no, it's the other side.
Yeah,
It's
Val Kilmer's the bad guy.
God, Val Kilmer's the bad guy.
Yes.
You're not going to take
I can only think of bad guys.
Me, are you?
Oh. Is it?
Sizemore? Was it Sizemore? He was in it?
Tom Sizemore was in it, and he was one of the criminals.
He's a bad guy,
he was a bad guy, too. Well, the bad guys were clearly better in that movie.
Okay, I'm gonna count down from 10 in my head. Give you guys 10 seconds.
Is it Benicio del Toro? That was a wild guess.
I can't think of who else was even in that movie.
Like maybe he was in there. Nope, I have nothing.
Voight was in it. John Voight, he was in it.
John Voight was in it as well. He was
that
also
wasn't
a bad
him?
guy. He was the fence.
They're all bad guys.
Everybody's a bad guy.
Yeah, it's all bad guys. Okay. Al Pacino's partner is Sergeant Bobby Drucker, played by Michael T. Williamson.
Oh, God.
Who's with the movie. Okay.
I didn't even remember he was in that movie.
Yes.
Not even a little bit.
If you rewatch it, in about half the scenes Al Pacino is, he's standing right next to him. Right,
does he say anything?
Yes, he actually has quite a few speaking lines, but he's right there for a lot of it. Okay.
Man.
Okay. In the movie Under the Cherry Moon, Princess Christopher Tracy has a little mini love adventure learning about life. Who is his best friend / not brother that is with him and through the movie?
Oh, please. Ocean Maverick.
Yes.
Krissy, do you want to try?
Oh, no. This is all you, my friend.
That would be Jerome Benton.
Yes.
Playing the part of Tricky.
Yes. Yeah, that was the unfair question.
Okay, good, because
Oh
there's
my
nothing.
goodness.
Yeah, because I was like, when I was doing this, I was like, I don't even know if Krissy's seen Under the Cherry Moon, but I'm not doing a game with Pete, and we're not talking about Under the Cherry Moon.
God, that was so good, that movie. Nobody understands my love for Prince movies. Never heard of it?
Okay, well, we're going to have to stop this podcast now and take a break. We're going to throw in Under the Cherry Moon, and we'll be right back. Okay.
All right.
Okay. In the movie Wayne's World, Michael Myers plays Wayne Campbell, who is his best friend.
Pizza!
Yeah. Krissy.
Garth, Dana Carvey.
Awesome. That is both correct. And this being one of my special bonus questions, Krissy, what's Garth's last name?
I would love for it to be something funny like Barth, like if it was like Garth Barth or something. I have no idea what Garth's last name is.
Okay. It is Garth Algar? Algar, Algar. Garth Algar. Yes.
No. Nope.
Yes.
Yeah, Garth Algar.
Now I remember.
Garth Algar? Okay.
Okay. All right.
Wow.
And this next batch of guys are just they are the next in command version of the other guys.
Okay.
So just so you can level
Next
that. So
in
next in command,
okay.
and we're going to start with Top Gun because Top Gun is the reason we are all here today.
Mm-hmm.
In Top Gun, Tom Skerritt plays Mike Viper Metcalf, the lead instructor of the Top Gun Institute or whatever it's called.
Yep.
Who is the primary instructor
Maverick.
just below him? Pete.
There we go. Michael Ironside, Jester.
Jester's
And
dead.
for the
Yeehaw! Jester's
For
dead.
the bonus, Pete, do you know Jester's name?
God, Ocean, we've been playing this game for like 10 minutes. The answer, of course, is no. As far as I know, you're making up all of these names.
Okay, it's Rick Jester Heatherly. Okay, so in the Matrix, Lawrence Fishburne is the captain of the Nebuchadnezzar, playing Morpheus. Who is the second in command in the Nebuchadnezzar?
Oh, it's not.
Pizza?
Krissy.
Is it Dozer?
No. Comes up at the end of the movie.
Maverick
is at the end of the movie. Who's in charge?
Is it? It's at the end of the movie. Who's in charge? I was going to say it was
Dozer's
APOC.
brother.
Was it APOC or he's a computer guy?
No, Dozer's
brother.
Dozer's brother was the pilot. Yes, but he wasn't.
That's not him. Okay.
It wasn't
Trinity.
So, but
it's not
okay. Through process of elimination, she has gotten it right.
It is Trinity. Was it
Trinity? Yes, Trinity was the one in charge.
I was going through it like she's the first one I thought about. I thought she wasn't ever the captain of anything.
Yeah,
she was
Trinity.
too busy macking with Keanu.
I know it, and when you say it, I'm going to feel really bad that I can't think of it.
All right, Pete.
Are we talking about
who's the actor that played Trinity?
Very badly, I do. It was Carrie-Anne Moss.
That's right. Yes,
Carrie-Anne Moss. For the win. All right. Okay. In Star Wars, Harrison Ford was the Captain of the Millennium Falcon, playing Han Solo. Who was his first name?
Pizza. Chewbacca.
Krissy?
Right?
Yes, exactly correct. Who played Chewbacca?
He's very tall, and his name was Peter Mayhew.
Exactly right.
Oh,
yes,
man.
2 for 2.
He was a giant Weird Al Yankovic, is who he was.
Yes.
A very tall Peter Mayhew is very tall Weird Al.
Yes. And just I guess 2 more in this one in this round. So I'll stick with space. In Star Trek, Patrick Stewart, who is the reigning champion, played Jean-Luc Picard. Who is his first officer in several Star Trek movies? It's always the same one.
Okay, I know it. Oh, it's right. I can see his face.
Yeah,
and his beautiful
it's his
beard.
Beardy McBeard face.
And, oh my God, Dorian is going to be so mad at me.
Maverick. It is our Mr. Riker.
Yes.
William Riker, played by, he's directed a ton of stuff since then. Jonathan Frakes.
Yeah.
Jonathan Frakes. God, that was too hard. I'm worried about myself a little bit.
Right.
My husband is listening to this right now, yelling at me. Krissy, where are you on this? Yeah.
Okay, so in the last one in this round, in the last one in round one. Okay.
There's a round 2.
Yeah, there's a round 2. It's much shorter. I went long on this, and then round 2 we'll get this going and end. Tim Allen plays Jason Nesmith, an actor playing the character Commander Peter Quincy Taggart on the show Galaxy Quest. Who is the second in command on the show?
Pizza?
It's
Krissy?
It's Alan Rickman.
It is.
And his character is like, he's by the hammer of Grapthar, I will avenge you. But the character's name is not stored in these memory banks. It's not Grapthar because he's got Grapthar's hammer, and that's not.
You know what? I'd like to give you bonus questions for the point for the quote, pulling the quote. Great. So, Pete.
No, I can't do it. I could have gotten Alan Rickman, but I don't know his name.
All right. So his name, the character's name is Alexander Dane.
Oh.
The character that he played on the show is Dr. Lazarus.
Dr. Lazarus.
Dr. Lazarus. That's what I was. That's what I would have gone for. I would never have gotten Alexander.
Dr. Lazarus, and he was a Mokhtar alien.
Yes.
Which really is just a nod to Klingon, the fact that their Mokhtar was the name of the species.
That's funny. A great movie.
Great. I love that movie. It's amazing. All right. Okay. So we have, at this point, a very close game. Pete is up 12-9. So it is anybody's game, and there are going to be 5 questions left. Just 5. Are you both ready?
Yes.
Okay. Sometimes the backup or the understudy has to step up. So in these next 2 questions, I'm going to tell you who the other guy is, and then you tell me who the main person is.
Oh, you're gonna tell us the sidekick, and we guess the main person, like you
guess the main.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
Yes. So, in the all-time classic to me movie Showgirls, Elizabeth Berkley's Nomi is actually the understudy in the show The Goddess until the end. Who is the star she replaced?
Pizza?
Krissy.
Nope, I'm thinking of striptease. I'm out.
There is not a chance I have anything to contribute to this.
It's Demi Moore and striptease, right? That's 2 different movies.
Yeah, Demi Moore and striptease.
2 different movies.
I can't even think of anybody else in
Showgirls.
In
Showgirls.
You mean you haven't seen it 100 times like me? Gina Gershon is playing Crystal Connors in it.
I've never seen
Showgirls.
She's wonderful.
Okay, so then we will go to the next one. In the movie The Replacement, Keanu Reeves' Shane Falco had heart in this movie. He's replacing the starting quarterback of the Washington Sentinels. Who is he replacing?
The only thing that matters in the movie is Keanu Reeves. Why would we remember?
That's true, but he is in the movie quite a bit. He and Keanu Reeves interact very often, and he is in the last game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know that you're right, Ocean.
Okay. Yeah.
I agree with you.
I can think of exactly one other person that's in that movie, and I don't. Some reason I just don't think Gene Hackman was playing.
You're right about that. He was not, and
you're right about that. He was the guy.
When you say that, I'm gonna really kick myself. But the only person's face I can see is Reese Ifans.
It is the character's name. The quarterback's name was Eddie Martell, and it was played by Brett Cullen, who's a character actor. He's been in tons and tons and tons.
No way.
That was nowhere.
All right,
that is too much for me.
Okay.
All right.
Again, sticking with the second choices. Rounding out the end here. In the movie Miss Congeniality, Sandra Bullock's Gracie Hart was second in the Miss USA pageant. Who was first?
Oh my God.
She knows the truth in her heart, which is that the best day is April 24th because it's not too hot and it's not too cold and you just need a light jacket. That's the important thing. But
yes, that is important.
Her name.
That's 100% correct. No, nothing.
No idea. No idea.
Okay. So it is the characters. The actor is Heather Burns. The character's name is Cheryl Fraser.
Sure.
And just to give you guys a chance for a bonus, do you know what state she was from?
California?
It would be a cutesy poo state, like Connecticut.
Is Rhode Island. So Krissy was
no, God, you're so right.
It's a cutesy poo state.
It is a cutesy poo state.
Miss
Nailed
Rhode
it.
Island, and then she became Miss USA.
Oh my
All right.
goodness.
Okay. Second to last question. Pete still has up by 3. No pressure. In the beginning of Roadhouse, when Patrick Swayze's Dalton is being hired to work at the Double Deuce, Dalton declares himself the second choice because his mentor and friend is the best. Who is he talking about? Krissy?
Sam Elliott.
Yes. Who played?
Something real sexy and tough.
Yeah, I can. This is another one where I feel like I can hear it.
I can hear it, yeah, and I can see them together. I could probably do a scene for you of both of them hanging out, but nope.
I'm gonna get him.
When you say it, I'm gonna be upset.
His name is Wade Garrett.
Oh, yeah, he sounds like a Texas sheriff.
Yes, and I go give Krissy a chance for a bonus point with this one. What's Dalton's first name?
Richard.
Patrick. Tell me it's Patrick.
Good choice.
I want Patrick Swayze to play Patrick.
Good guesses. James. His name is James Dalton.
They're just not even trying.
James Dalton sounds like someone who writes spy novels, but like locally.
Yes.
But like locally. Publishes.
Okay. And for the last question, unless there's a tie, unless there's a tie, which is a possibility. At the end of Top Gun, Viper declares himself to be the second or last choice to fly with Maverick. But who is the Navy's first choice that ended up in the plane with Maverick for the final battle?
Wait, what?
Who was in the plane at the final battle at the end of Top Gun? Who's in the plane with Maverick?
With Maverick?
Yes, yes. Because Goose is dead.
Right.
He was a navigator. Who is it?
Pizza. Is it Merlin?
Krissy? It is Merlin.
Is it?
Do you know who played Merlin?
Yes.
No. Go for it, Pete.
It's Pete.
Tim Robbins.
Oh, you're right. It is Tim Robbins.
It is. Who is, interestingly enough, on IMDb, if you go to and you look at Top Gun, Tim Robbins is the second actor listed.
Of course he is.
Exactly.
They did it by
IMDb, you are crushing
it. Such a big star. If you look at it now, it's like, yeah, he's the second biggest star in this movie, even though he's only in the very beginning and only in the very end. And then I guess before we end up, I just wanted to give Krissy one chance. Did you want to, for a bonus question of, do you know Merlin's name?
Please, Ocean.
Cougar and Merlin, Maverick and Goose. No. Look, I can recite the whole scene from where Tom Cruise finds out that he gets to go to Top Gun. Would that count for a bonus point? Son, your ego's writing.
Negative, Ghost Rider. Pattern is full.
Okay. Exactly. Yes.
Very well.
Yeah. So, all right. So his name is Sam Wells. And thank you very much, both of you, for playing. This was the game of the other guys. Pete, you've established your dominance with a winning score of 13-11.
Oh, God, that was... I feel like I squeaked by. They're just wildly helpless on most of those. Outstanding
Good game. Yeah, super
wow.
fun.
That was hard.
Let's talk about the Rob Cabasco Memorial List Challenge and what our progenitors bestowed upon us as a topic to discuss, which is best or worst remakes, movie remakes. Now, my understanding though from this is it can be a remake of an old movie, or a remake from a television show that was made into a movie.
Okay.
So you can go best or worst.
Yes.
And that's
what was your strategy? What did you decide? How did you approach it?
I decided I spend a lot of time. This is my strategy. I spend quite a bit of time on this podcast and other podcasts talking about movies that I love. Mm-hmm. And now I'm just going to take a big drink. I'm going to drink a big glass of Haterade.
Oh.
And I just went with movies I didn't like or remakes I did not like. And I used both movies that were remakes of movies and movies that were from a television show.
Well, that's really good to know because I don't think there are going to be any steals from me then. Krissy, did you have a strategy?
I just picked movies that I love that I knew had been old movies before. Yeah. And that was just what I went with.
My only criteria, and there were a couple of movies that I really love, but I haven't seen the original, and so I wanted to make sure I've seen them. That was my only thing, is that I have to have seen them both to be able to judge. And I can say safely, I actually watched a movie for this list.
Wow.
Oh, wow. Yeah, no, I find that I think most remakes are better than the original, and so I wanted to go with one that I thought failed. Because for me, the first part when it was better, I was like, well, isn't that all of them? But then also a lot of it is I don't like old movies. So.
Yeah. That's right. You're anything before 1980?
Nothing before 1970.
No. 1970. All right.
Nothing before 1970.
Right. Nothing before 1970.
All right. So.
That's actually on your helmet. Ocean, nothing before 1970.
Yes.
Murff.
Yeah, no, the call sign of the character that looked most like me in Top Gun is problematic AF. So I had a lot of problems with that character. A lot of problems with that character. Yes.
Wait a minute.
Remember.
Which character was this?
In Top Gun?
Yeah. Who are we talking about?
In Top Gun in the 1980s, this movie that we are talking about how much we love and adore and everything. Don't get me wrong, I love and adore. The sole black character in this movie is named Sundown. Now, why do you name the black character Sundown?
My God. Ocean. That's the worst.
I vote no.
And then and it's interesting his whole journey. Because I've watched it looking at the adventures of Sundown, where he's like, he just gets kind of disrespected in multiple ways. So the first of which is like, when she loses that loving feeling. After Kelly McGillis tells Maverick to come in and everything like that, they hand the microphone to Sundown, who continues singing to no one.
Yeah.
And no one's singing anymore, nothing's going on, but he's still going on.
Yeah.
But he can sing. That's the problem. That's the part that's not believable. He's got pipes and nobody's listening.
He can sing. Nobody's listening. He's going on. And then there's he's in the background of a lot of different scenes, which are all kind of weird. And then the other part of it, which I found interesting about it, was so Maverick in this movie gets challenged physically, mentally, emotionally all the time, a lot of times. The only time he physically reacts and kind of fights back with someone is when Sundown was like, why didn't you take the shot after Goose? Which in the movie, you're kind of with it. And you go with it and everything like that, but it's that's the one lone time. And then, slight of all slights, which I thought was this with Sundown, was okay. So I don't even know why he was available to be in the plane with Maverick to begin with during the training session. But in that final battle, when they brought Merlin back, even the lead instructor said, I would fly with you. And they said, no, we're not going to do that. And instead of looking at the canvas of all of the people that have actually gone through and graduated, because Sundown graduated, and put him in the back with Maverick, no, we're going to get this guy that didn't even go. And we'd rather have him in the back of the plane at the end of the final sequence than Sundown. Because Sundown needs to kick rocks.
You're right. That's the worst.
Yeah.
My God, Top Gun. Come on. Well, here's the thing. He then went on to, I had to go look up his name because I couldn't remember his name, but he then went on to play one of my, Clarence Gilliard Jr., and he went on to play one of my favorite characters in one of my favorite movies, Theo in Die Hard. Oh, look, the police have themselves an RV. Yes. I love that character in that movie. He is so good.
That is a great part of that movie.
Anyway.
Yeah, no, the actor had a very successful career. He's he's had a long run on Walker, Texas Ranger. He's done
long run,
television shows. He's done other movies. He's a good actor. Sundown was a good actor, right? It's the character was the problem.
Yeah,
but
right.
The actor,
of course,
he was awesome.
Do not love the name Sundown. Not like in that.
No, I'm not loving that at all. I can't believe. Oh God.
Yeah.
Didn't even think about it.
So anyway,
okay,
all right. So moving on. I apparently am now first in this game. So I did not expect to go first. So I was not ready. So let me think of which one I want to do first. So since we are confident there will not be steals, I'll just start at the top, which is the first movie I thought of when I thought of bad remakes, and that is Point Break. Why do I hate the remake?
Wow.
The original movie is amazing. It's amazing in so many other ways. It's endearing because it's endearing. It provides relationships. It works on so many levels. But here's the main things that I thought. Johnny Utah in the original is kind of drafted into surfing, and he has to learn this skill in order to get into the group, and then to bond with these people and try to infiltrate. In essence, he's infiltrating this organization. In the new one, the guy's already like some extreme sports master thing, and it's up to him, and he decides to do it. Right? He already has all the necessary skills to get tight and get in with that. So that you lose all of that, all of the discovery and trying to bond with people to get in. And in the original, they're robbing banks. Mm-hmm. They're robbing banks to spend money to go surfing, to have a good time throughout the winter. And they've been doing it for a couple of years and it's successful. In the remake, they just happen to be extreme sport junkies, but they're just committing crimes basically for hire. There's no reason, no purpose for it other than just the pure callousness of money. And so the motivation was different. And honestly, what it created was just an entirely different feel of movie instead of like this guy's infiltrating this group and hey, he's going to bond with them and oh no, we don't want anything to happen to them. It makes it where, this new version is like, you don't really care. And so the end, instead of it being like this big sequence of, oh no, this Bodhi going to die, or you live or die or never make it to the surf, at no point are you ever thinking like at the end of the first one, you're thinking, well, maybe Bodhi can make it. And then the second one, you're like, you know what? I don't care. So Point Break.
Krissy, you reacted to that strongly because are you a bigger fan of the remake?
No, I in fact before I was a flat earther regarding Top Gun Maverick, I'm confused, Ocean, because they remade Point Break. I don't believe that is a thing that exists.
I see.
Why would anyone do that?
Point broken.
I'm with you.
It's a perfect movie.
You know what?
All right.
They didn't. They renamed. They misnamed a bad movie. That's what they did.
Okay, noted. Okay, right, Krissy.
But I react that way whenever someone brings up Point Break. Something comes over me. I'm not sure.
Because the movie's amazing.
It's perfected.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, so I went with movies that were old, made new again. An old thing made new again. Starting with, I like fun. And is there a movie more fun than 1999's The Mummy? I don't think there is.
Ooh.
I love it. Do you hate it? I love it. Brendan Fraser is so charming.
Steal.
No, it's a steal.
Oh,
you stole it. Yeah, nice job.
I'm sorry.
Nicely played. No apologies. This game's to the death of steals.
You did win the last game, so.
Yeah, no, that was a hot steal right off my list. I am also a huge fan of that movie. It is frivolous and fun, and Brendan Fraser.
So charming.
Right? They did great. And Rachel Weisz, they did great.
And also the ride at Universal Studios is still pretty great. It holds up.
Awesome. Well, okay, then I will open my list with the one that I watched for this week. I have been curious about this for a long time. There actually have been a number of sort of precedents for this movie. The one I watched was 1951's The Thing from Another World.
Oh.
This is it's a movie that it deals with a bunch of folks who are working in Alaska, and they have some scientists and doctors, and they're all trapped, and it's real, real cold, and they find a body in the ice. And what's in the what's the body? It's an alien creature that's actually a communist. And so the whole movie is all this sort of metaphor for communism and the unknown and everything. But there's this great scene where the alien has his hand is cut off eaten off by some wolves, and they find the hand, and the hand is like seed pods in the hand. And the doctor says, "Oh yes, the neat and unconfused reproductive means of vegetation." And that's the way he talks about it. I wrote down so many lines from this movie because it's kind of bonkers, but it's, it is exactly what it is. Thank God then they came back and remade the movie as The Thing, which is straight up fantastic. I'm a fan of The Thing, and watching The Thing from Another World, I'm glad I watched it. It's not a terrible, terrible experience, but boy, was The Thing an upgrade.
And it's hard to get better than Kurt Russell, Patrick Swayze, Keanu Reeves. Why are we trying to top these perfect things?
Why would we?
Wow, you guys are doing such positive stuff.
I'm just gonna. What have you done?
I'm just gonna bring it down.
Okay.
All right. So my second choice is it's a remake of a movie this time. So again, my second choice is the remake The Longest Yard. The original Longest Yard is an Adam Sandler movie. The Longest Yard is an Adam Sandler movie that came out, and I don't remember what year. The original was 1974, starring Burt Reynolds.
Burt Reynolds, yeah.
Yes, Burt Reynolds, yes. And so the original Longest Yard was a movie I really liked when I was a kid. Mm-hmm. It was, it was young. It was a young Burt Reynolds starring it, and it was made in, like I said, 1974. And this movie dealt somewhat seriously with issues at the time. Reynolds was Paul Crewe, who was a quarterback for the NFL that was kicked out for point shaving and leading a police chase for unrelated reasons later on, ends him up in prison. And once he's in prison, this movie really uses football as a base that tells stories about the treatment of prisoners, talks about abuse of power, creating friendships and relationships with people that are very different from you, ways to keep your dignity and small pieces of joy even after your freedom is taken away from you. And admittedly, there is some of this, there's a football game at the end, so you have some of the sports cliche about sacrificing your own personal good for the team. And in the original movie, this and many other things about it worked. And the remake basically takes the shell of this and then starts off stupid by keeping the 1974 premise, right? So the 1974 premise of Paul Crewe, Adam Sandler plays a quarterback who's doing point shaving in the NFL, which in 1974 made some sense. Now they make multiple millions of dollars. It's stupid. Why would a quarterback even do that? They have the same silly they make a silly joke out of the car chase sequence that ends him up in jail, and then once in prison, it's just one sophomoric joke after another, and it has none of the punch or the soul of the original movie.
Good call, Ocean.
That's a good call.
Yeah. I don't remember hating the Adam Sandler one, but I love the Burt Reynolds one.
Yeah.
Well,
right.
I guess
Bring us back up.
I just realized I have a secondary theme, which is the 90s movies. So I went with an old made new again, and I don't know if technically is something Shakespearean a remake if it's a play that's been done but then gets turned into a movie that's been done. We're saying yes because I picked 1996 Romeo plus Juliet by Baz Luhrmann.
Great movie. I count it. I believe that counts.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
That movie's amazing.
Okay, good. Because if that one didn't count, my third one wouldn't count either. So I love it. I fell in love with Claire Danes and Leonardo DiCaprio and Paul Rudd, little baby Paul Rudd dressed up like an astronaut. The soundtrack is amazing. John Leguizamo is amazing. Everything about it, top to bottom. It's a great, great, great movie.
Its pedigree is confused for this list, but I agree with Ocean.
Okay.
That counts. That counts.
That counts. It's great. I even like how they kept the original, the Shakespearean language, the dialogue, which I always equate to the King James version of the Bible, that way of that manner of speaking, and that they kept the script where they're basically saying the same thing and then just traded in swords for guns, and he kept it going, and it was an amazing movie in many ways. I've seen it many times.
Is this my turn, right? Is it my turn? Is there anybody else playing? Besides the three of us, so again, I went with things that I very much like, and this one is the pedigree again is confused, like Krissy's, because it was a film and then it became a play or musical in around 1975, and that was then remade into a film in 2002, and I very much like the film, and I went back and I'm dying here because I had originally watched the original on YouTube, but it has since been pulled down. I'm talking about the 1927 silent film Cecil B. DeMille's Chicago, the story of Roxy Hart, and that. I felt like the Renee Zellweger and Catherine Zeta-Jones version of it, and was just absolutely fantastic. I loved it. Taye Diggs and Richard Gere, and don't even get me started on John C. Reilly's Mr. Cellophane. I mean, I just love it. I just love that whole thing. It was great, and celebration of musical theater. So that's it. Chicago, 2002.
Good pick.
Okay. All right, I will round out. I'll bring that was joyful. And Harold Perrineau's Mercutio is amazing in Romeo and Juliet. I love that movie.
Yes.
Wasn't Paul Rudd in that too? He was.
Yes.
He plays Paris.
What a cast!
The boy she was supposed to marry. Yeah.
Exactly.
Man.
Yeah, that was a great movie. All right, so I'm gonna bring us back down, and this time I'm choosing a movie that is, I think, probably a good movie. Okay, but I don't like it as a remake, and and I'll tell you why. The movie is Miami Vice. The movie that was made, Michael Mann movie made based on the television show, and I'm based on the television show. So this movie, why didn't I like the remake? The movie is, to me, commits the ultimate sin in terms of what I hate about making TV shows in the movies. The movie's main characters have the same names, genders, and mostly racial identities of the original show, but that's where the similarities end. Because the show was like a fun undercover cops that busted drug dealers and gun smugglers and any other type of unsavory character, in Miami. And then they kind of had fun. They were really good looking, and there was awesome music, and then that was the show. And in the movie, while it does start in Miami, by the end of the first act, they are federally deputized members of the Organized Crime Drug Enforcement Task Force, which apparently means you can go to any country like Cuba, I think Colombia, to chase down a cartel leader. The movie leans way too heavily into the Crockett story, making Jamie Foxx's, which is Colin Farrell, making Jamie Foxx's Tubbs a little more than a bodyguard and a pilot for some reason, because apparently he can fly planes now. Who knew? And at the end, they do finally, after twisting and turning in other countries, come back to the U.S. And then they have gunfights with the Aryan Brotherhood and some Russians, because the plot demands it. And then, and also Crockett then arranges for the woman who is the second in command of the entire cartel that they've been chasing all around to escape to Cuba. And the reason why I don't like this type of movies, it has nothing to do with the source material at all. Mm-hmm. It's not even that it was a bad movie. It's just that, it really should have just been called something else, like, International Drug Trafficking Police. And then you'd have been fine.
Outside of Miami Vice.
Exactly. Yeah. If you're going to make Miami Vice and you're going to use that property and springboard off that name, then what the material you put out should resemble what it is you're trying to, resemble the international property you're trying to profit from.
Yeah, agree. I stuck with the 90s. I stuck with older properties being refreshed and renewed. And I feel as though, I feel like my experience with this movie differs somewhat to other people's experience of this movie, because I love 1992 Bram Stoker's Dracula.
I cannot.
Is that another steal?
I don't even want to talk about it.
Wow.
Gary Oldman Feldman.
Well, Krissy, that's the last
Reeves.
time you and I are on the show together, for sure.
I stole 2 of Ocean's last time I was on.
Yes.
I'm fired. Am I fired? Okay. It was so nice being part of the Saturday matinee.
Right. Did you have more to say about it?
I designed my own wedding dress when my husband and I got married in the year 2000, and I designed it to look like the dress that Winona Ryder wears as Mina when she's got the little top hat. And I just think I would cross oceans of time to find you. Ooh, gives me chills. I love it.
Yeah, you know what? You deserve it. You can have it. I'm not gonna be bitter about it.
And also, I love Keanu Reeves in that movie. I know that people are really critical of his performance, but I think that he's great.
I'll take it. Absolutely.
Yeah, he's Keanu Reeves. He's great in bad movies. Yeah, he's great in everything. Great good movies, great in bad movies. Keanu Reeves is great.
Yep.
All right, Pete, bring us home.
Yeah. All right. This might be a touchy one. I don't want to set anything off for you, Ocean, but I'm going to go ahead and do this.
Okay.
In 1967, David Niven did something horrible on film with Peter Sellers and Ursula Andress and Orson Welles as Le Chiffre. That's right. They made James Bond a goof in the 1967 original Casino Royale. Now, it's not fair of me to actually pick this as the terrible predecessor to 2006's fantastic, played by best adaptation of Bond ever, Daniel Craig, Casino Royale. No, mute. I'm editing this. Mute. It's not fair because the producers actually knew that this was not the way to go. They actually adapted it from the source material, the originally Ian Fleming book, which is much, much better interpretation of Bond. Now, so it's really unfair to do it, but I will also say that by way of double pick, the movie's better than the book. The book is problematic in many ways, and I think they just went ahead and fixed it. They fixed the book and made it a movie, and you only have to spend 2 hours and change watching it. You don't have to read the whole thing. So skip the book. Books are dumb. Go see movies.
That's right, kids.
Casino Royale.
Awesome. And I thank you. We'll just end the list there. So yeah,
that's good. That would be good. We don't have to fight. We don't have to fight. We're friends.
We're not going to fight.
Friendship wins.
Yes, friendship wins. My thoughts on that are well documented.
Everybody already knows that you're in the bag for David Niven's James Bond. Everybody knows it. They don't need to know anymore, so it's fine.
Everybody knows. That's right. Okay. Yeah. So, I think a final point of business that we have is to come up with the list for the hosts next week. And the hosts next week are at present a mystery.
They're a mystery right now.
So we are just going to drop something in their laps. And
we are.
So do you have any suggestions or any thoughts about the topic you would like our hosts next week to tackle?
Well, what did we talk about? We talked about Margot Robbie making more Ocean's 11, movies about twins. We had the Wonder Twins whole conversation.
I like
there was
movies
a lot
about
of
twins.
We like movies about twins. There's also a lot of airplane talk.
Ooh.
Like maybe it's a movie about jet planes that isn't a Top Gun movie, or maybe it's movies that have great nicknames in them.
Ooh.
I've got a lot of stuff going on.
It could just be like movies that take place on planes. Like
movies on planes.
There's a lot.
Movies on planes.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe there's not a lot.
I can
rattle off. Yeah.
Okay.
I can think 4 or 5 right now.
I probably just stole all of Ocean's thoughts right now in my head.
Might have.
Stole them.
There's one movie I'm thinking we should say movies on planes except this one.
Movies on planes except
airplane.
Exactly. Except airplane.
Oh, okay.
So they wouldn't let people use airplane, but yeah, movies on planes. Yeah.
Are we gonna go? We're gonna go with that. Was it that easy?
Well, it is that easy. I can think of because I think I can think of 4 or 5 off the top of my head, and I know there's more.
Favorite movies on that take place on planes.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
I call it good.
Up next,
that's great.
movies on
Let's
boats.
go with that. Exactly. Okay, well, that is it. So thank you very much, Krissy, for joining us today and gracing us with your presence. And you tell us where can we find your presence in the future?
So in real life, I perform comedy at a real place that humans can visit if they're in the downtown Mesa area. In the recent past of the now, which is Saturday, we will have had my podcast co-host Nathan Blackwell from the Most Excellent 80s Movies podcast as our guest storyteller. But upcoming, we have Kyle Olson of all the fabulous podcasts that he does here as our guest storyteller in a comedy show where he is going to share true life stories, and myself and my cast of improvisers will turn them into comedy sketches live on the spot. So he is going to be
wildly dangerous material.
Yes. And that's going to be on June 17th at the Neighborhood Comedy Theater in downtown Mesa. So I'm excited.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
That sounds great.
Links in the show notes. Where do you get tickets? Do you get tickets? Do you just go to some place? You just wander around Mesa?
You can do all of those things will lead you to me, yes.
Can you just stand in downtown and just start screaming, Krissy?
Yes, I will come and I will find you. It's N for neighborhood, C for comedy, T for theater, and then Phoenix, all spelled out.com, nctphoenix.com.
Oh, fantastic!
That's amazing. Yeah. So, and if you're not in the Mesa, Arizona area, fly down.
Yeah, come on down. It's gonna be good.
Yeah, come down. It's a good time to you can have a vacation.
The weather here is, if you like feeling as though you are in a toaster oven, it's perfection.
It's all the time.
That's my get down. Yeah, that's my get down. I don't like anything underneath 80 degrees.
Man, we are just polar opposites, you and me. Just could not be more opposite. 80 degrees. No, that's not. That's the white hot center of hell.
No, that's the starting point. That's when I can finally take my jacket off.
It's 100 something degrees here today.
Nope.
Oh my goodness!
You had me. You lost me at something.
I'm already jealous. All right, Pete. What's coming up next for you in your podcast world?
So much. Always. There's so much always going on. By the time this goes live, let's see. We've done this series on sports movies, and you might think we've run out of sports movies because we did movies like Queen of Katwe, which is a movie about chess in Uganda. But I'm telling you, that's a dope movie. We had a great time with it. But I will say that coming up, we're doing. We've got the Blues Brothers coming up as a member bonus episode. The members voted on, I think it's Great Car Chases. That's the part of the series we're filling in. So I'm very much looking forward. I haven't watched the Blues Brothers in a long time, and I'm very much looking forward to catching up with that film. Don't know how well it holds up. Makes me a little bit nervous. I don't know. Iffy. Krissy says it's iffy.
They were on a mission from God.
They were.
Yeah.
They were.
Talk about bad remakes, though. Nobody brought up Blues Brothers 2000.
Blues Brothers 2000? Yeah, that was...
No, not good. Not good.
Yeah. Well, I will be next time you will see next time you will see me, because podcasts are a visual medium.
That's right.
Welcome for that. Yes. So the next time you'll hear me is on the next episode of the Film Board, where we will be discussing Top Gun Maverick.
Not familiar with that.
Or is the Earth flat? One of the two. But either way. All right. Thank you, everybody, for listening, and have a wonderful Saturday afternoon.